Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Regroup Show. I am your host, LJ Walker. Well, as many of you know, Chadwick Boseman's brothers are suing his former wife because after 6 years, their parents still have not received their half. So some of you might be questioning, well, why aren't the parents suing? Why are the brothers? Well, here's the thing. The brothers, they might have conservator rights, or they may be the power of attorney or guardian to their parents. The parents might not necessarily be mentally or physically capable of taking the stand or participating in such a lawsuit. So that is why they are suing on their parents' behalf. Okay. Now, I hate to say it though, I'm not really clear. I don't have access to the probate records for, what exactly did Chadwick Boseman have. We know he had a home, but there's also intellectual property. There's also royalties and things like that. As far as the breakdown of that is concerned, I don't have that at this particular moment in time. I don't have access to that information. Okay. So here's the thing. When it comes to celebrities, it does take a long time to distribute wealth. However, 6 years is a bit much. It normally takes 1 to 3 years. And Chadwick Boseman, he was not necessarily famous for that long. Let's say compared to some of our other celebrities that are out there. I know that he acquired wealth, but I don't think he acquired that much for it to take so long. Because here's the thing. Normally, he did die without a will. That's number one. The court did say, okay, half of the money goes to the wife and the other half goes to the parents, right? That was 6 years ago, back in 2020. What is supposed to happen is whatever debts, they get paid off first. It normally doesn't take this long unless there is some severe debt going on. But normally debts are supposed to be paid off first, and then after the debts are paid, then normally you split the money, or the money is allocated. Now, understand that the wife, she was set to be the administrator of this estate also, which is one of the reasons why, because I was saying to myself, how come she got the money and the parents didn't? Well, that's why, because she has administrative rights. So, this is something to think about. And this is also why it's so extremely important that you get a will done or you get a trust done to avoid this type of thing. Because I have to admit, there could be a good reason why it's taken this long, but it normally doesn't. So even I would question, okay, what's going on? What's happening? Let me see the paperwork. And it's really sad that it has to go back to court. Why couldn't they, as a family, settle it together? We all think that. I'll just go back to your family member and just ask them for this, that, and the third. But you know what? Unfortunately, every family member in a family might not necessarily be honest, or they might not just want to share paperwork like that. To be, they might be an honest person, but they just don't want to share. Everybody has a different work ethic. Everybody has a different way of doing things. But in this day and age, no matter how you do it, being transparent is really the best way, because this would have avoided another lawsuit, or a lawsuit period that didn't need to happen. We got to really work on communication. At the end of the day, we got to work on our communication, how we speak to one another, how we talk to one another, how we deal with one another. In all, the Bible says, in all your ways get understanding. Okay, it's not really for me to understand this whole situation. I would love to try to prevent any issues within my own family, but in this particular situation going on here, it was really for the brothers, the parents, and the wife to sit down and get an understanding. Speak your piece, be transparent, be open, and a lot of stuff, a lot of issues could be avoided if we only learn how to speak to one another, if we only treated each other equally. Yeah, that's another topic. Sometimes we don't treat people equally based on what? Based on outer appearances, based on education level. You know, that's a problem. That's a problem right there. So guys, that's basically it. That's all I have for you. Feel free to drop your questions, comments, whatever, in the comment section of the video. Until next time, have a good night.